Human Torch's full abilities were leaked, and in this video I'm going to be going over everything, including a breakdown on how they're probably going to work, using gameplay from other heroes already in Marvel Rivals. And let's waste no time, and let's start off with his model. And damn, does this guy look pretty cool. I love the fire on him, it looks super cool. And then here's a look at the artwork for Human Torch. Once again, he's looking pretty cool. And then here we've got his difficulty rating, and he's going to be a 3-star hero. Now unfortunately, we don't know which class he's going to be in. However, I want to say it's either going to be Vanguard or Duelist. I can't find any information on it, so if you guys do find it, tell me in the comments and I'll pin it. Now let's move on to his first attack and only attack, which is Fire Cluster. Now this allows him to launch forward a spittable fireball, which is actually kind of crazy. So he's just going to spit at enemies, kind of similar to how Jeff spits, where he throws this ball at enemies. I presume that's exactly what Human Torch is going to be able to do. Instead of water, it's going to be fire. However, he's got way more abilities to compensate for this really weak attack. Let's start off with his L shift ability named Plasma Body. Now holding L shift, it enters him in a state of accelerated ascent. So what I presume happens when you press L shift, he begins to slowly rise up into the air, probably a mix between Star-Lord and Iron Man's Dying ability. I presume it's not going to be that OP. However, you will probably be able to ascend quite high up, because there is another ability which probably will combine with the L shift ability, and it's named Flaming Meteor, and this allows you to dive towards the ground and stun nearby enemies. So essentially you're ascending up into the air and then you come straight back down, stunning all nearby enemies. Super cool. Now we're going to move on to his right click ability, which is named Blazing Blast. Now this allows him to launch a fireball to create a flame field at the targeted area. So here I've used Luna Snow's ability. She creates a snowball. In this case, Human Torch would create a fireball, and then when that fireball lands on the ground, it creates this flame field. I'm obviously using Penny Parker's abilities here to just give you a demonstration. Now this ability here, Blasting Blaze, actually connects up with his E ability named Pyro Prison, and this allows him to connect flame field to form a fire wall. So I guess when you have a whole load of these flame fields in an area, he can connect them together, which creates a firewall that deals burning damage to enemies. So a massive wall that deals damage if enemies go through it. Super cool. I really like the idea of that. And now thinking of it, Human Torch is definitely going to be a Vanguard with all of these abilities. Now finally, we're going to move on to his ultimate named Supernova. Now this allows him to unleash shockwaves to deal damage to enemies within range. During skill activation, the flame field will transform into a fire tornado, which is super cool. And then we're going to move on to his team up ability named Omega Fire, and this team up ability is with Storm. Now this is a big one, but don't worry, I'm going to break it down. Now Storm can consume one of Human Torch's fire tornadoes into her ultimate to ignite a hurricane. Likewise, Human Torch can turn Storm's hurricane into a fiery hurricane with his ultimate, which will enlarge and intensify any of his fire tornadoes caught in its path. So essentially, when Human Torch activates his ultimate, he gets himself those fire tornadoes. Now if he uses those fire tornadoes and Storm consumes it, it activates her ultimate. And then the other version is that if Human Torch has his ultimate and Storm has her ultimate, you will be able to activate a fiery hurricane. Everything gets really fiery and a lot of damage is dealt at all fire tornadoes. Intensity is increased, of course, dealing more damage. Now that's all of Human Torch's abilities. I tried to explain it in the most simplest way. What do you think about Human Torch? Will you be maining him? He seems like a fun character. Now we are unsure when Human Torch is going to release. I want to say it will be season 1 alongside Ultron's release. However, it could be in the middle of season 1 or it could be in season 2. Now here's a character that wasn't leaked, and it was Gwen. For some reason, Marvel Rival leaked. The person who leaked Human Torch and Ultron and all of these other characters, he photoshopped Gwen in the roster. I don't know why he did this. He admitted to it. I'm a bit confused, especially when he's the only reputable source. So if you did see Gwen in the roster and see people talking about Gwen coming, she is not coming to the game. In fact, it was just a fake leak within a real leak. Oh yeah, before you start getting theories that Human Torch might not actually be coming, I was looking through the UI assets a couple days ago and I did see a literal image of Human Torch. So he is coming because that is in Marvel Rival game right now that you're playing in. It's just hidden. I can confirm Human Torch is coming because you can see it in the UI assets. But Gwen, that one's fake. So consider subscribing if you want to. Happy Christmas if you're watching this on Christmas Day,